everybody and welcome back to Pro Evolution Soccer 2020, where we're still in 12th with Newcastle and we're still in the January transfer window but coming to the end of it. We've signed another very good player in Mr. David, wherever he's gone. There he is, J. David, 79 rated attacking midfielder, 20 years old, good at dribble through and low pass. But yeah, looks good. Very quick, can play in a few positions, good, decent form, lots of skills, which is always good to have. But anywhere down the middle and on the right wing is his sort of positions. We'll look at to use him really central midfield, and striker or right wing are probably the options. Today we're facing off against Brighton, and then we'll finish off the rest of the transfer window. So just one game this episode, more than likely, unless we speed through the transfer window. But we'll have to wait and see. The games behind closed doors or off camera, we beat Wolves 2-0 as we saw in the last episode. Then we lost to Liverpool 2-1, really unlucky. We matched them and played really well, but they scored in like the 89th minute when we were both going for a winner. Newcastle United 0, West Ham 0, and today we placed Brighton, and then it's the last day of the transfer window, and then we have Chelsea and Man United more than likely in the next episode in two big games. Now I'm trying something new to try and make it a bit more realistic in terms of what you see as if it was a live broadcast from a TV show and things like that, because I am still looking to introduce the mods which are going to make it so that it can be like BBC and Sky Sports and stuff like that. So we're going to be using the stadium camera, and I've disabled all of the power bar, I've disabled all of the tactic stuff at the bottom, so it should look like you're just watching a game of football, but we'll see how it works out. It will still be a highlights package, but yeah, we'll see. So I'll sort out the team. We'll get into the game. See you then. So, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Premier League at the Falmer Stadium for Brighton. And it's Brighton v Newcastle Day as the players are ready to applaud the fans and get the game underway. A few changes to the starting lineup for Newcastle is known. Joe Linton comes back into the first team. The new signing is on the bench in David. And Yedlin comes back in. And Gomez Andrade comes in at centre-back. So let's get the game underway. We'll be back if there's any action to report. Oh, down the left-hand side, a ball comes in for Brighton. There's a shot and it goes past the post from Maupay. Up front for Brighton today. Good ball in from the winger, which was played into Trossard, who Newcastle were rumoured to have made 3 transfer bids for this January. There's a ball in there and Maupay just fires it past the post for Brighton. A positive start from the home team as Newcastle look to just get their bearings in this game, as Dubravka takes the goal kick out towards DeAndre Yedlin on the right hand side, given lots of space to run into. Sees Bentaleb making the run into Olmo. Olmo plays it out to Jetro Williams, coming in to replace Danny Rose today, who's gone down with a bit of flu. Danny Olmo into Bentaleb, sees the space out wide, and Almiron takes a good touch, lays it off to Yedlin. Back to Bentaleb, Bentaleb to Yedlin again, into Bentaleb, Olmo. Newcastle keeping possession well, Barbosa. Oh, couldn't quite get round the defender, but he's given away a free kick, didn't get the ball cleanly. And the referee is coming over to give him a talking to. Gabriel Barbosa causing all sorts of trouble on that wing in the early days. Asking for a yellow card, which isn't much appreciated in the Premier League these days. But Barbosa stood up his man and won a dangerous free kick. So let's see how this goes. Olmo stands over the ball. Fires it in towards the back post. Barbosa's underneath it. Great header away from Lewis Dunk at the back post. And it'll go behind for a corner to Newcastle United, and Bentaleb is over the ball for the corner. Bentaleb fires it in. It was really overhit that one, and Joe Linton can't get there. Goes behind, goes out for a throw into Brighton. 7 minutes gone, still 0-0, and both teams starting pretty positively as well. Aaron Moy just boots that one into the crowd. Olmo into Almiron. Back to Bentaleb. Bentaleb sees the run of Yedlin, trying to get in behind. It's another corner to Newcastle United. Bentaleb looks to fire this one in, and it goes towards Haaland at the near post, but it's cleared away. Yedlin will try and keep this alive. Back to Bentaleb, puts a cross back in again, headed away, not most convincingly. Olmo into Williams, Barbosa, back to Olmo, back to Barbosa. Did he stay onside? He did, but good tackle from the defender. But the pressure from Newcastle is relentless. Olmo out to Yedlin. Yedlin tries to flick it in, looking for Haaland. Haaland with the header, it's bouncing around. Brighton messing around with it at the back, but just about clear their lines. And can they now launch a counter-attack from this position? Brighton all the way up to Maupay up front. Goes back to Moy. Out to the right-hand side. Ball across. Looks like it's overhit, and Yedlin has that one covered, and Newcastle can just now take their time with possession and look to build from the back. 15 minutes gone, 0-0. Olmo looks to feed it into Haaland's feet. Haaland goes back to Olmo, really getting in some dictating play here. Almiron in a bit of space, gets a shot off. Good save from the goalkeeper. Barbosa back across. Almiron saved again. And Barbosa looks to go back to Williams, but he's offside. Great double save in there from Matt Ryan in goal for Brighton. Lovely stuff from the goalkeeper. 0-0, but only thanks to Matt Ryan in goal for Brighton. Moy puts in a cross, easy for Dubravka to save, and Newcastle will look to break. Almiron into Bentaleb. Out it goes to Joe Linton, who's been pretty quiet in this game so far. That's a terrible pass from Almiron, really giving it easily back to Aaron Moy. As they come down the right wing, Williams makes a good tackle but can't quite pick the ball up. Jamal Lascelles has to go and meet Moy, feeds it in into Trossard. Trossard turns, lays it in. Maupay onto his right foot, shoots in the goal. What a finish from his left foot, sorry. Niels Maupay gets the goal and opens the scoring here at Brighton. 1-0 to the home team. Great work there from Brighton to just make that work, play it across the pitch. And Newcastle floundering a little bit in defence as Moy picked it up. It came in the middle here. Trossard laid it off into Maupay. Maupay turned and just sticks it past Dubravka into the far corner. 1-0 Brighton. Williams looks to release Barbosa. Newcastle looking for an instant response, but a terrible pass from Barbosa is intercepted once again by Aaron Moy. Here's Izquierdo. Lays it back to Dunk, who goes all the way back to the centre-backs. And Brighton keeping the ball well. Newcastle looking to force them into an error. That's a long ball that's not really looking for anyone. Yedlin could have let that go out, kept it in play. And luckily gets it back all the way up to Haaland. Haaland flicked into Olmo. Haaland again looks for Barbosa. Into Olmo. Again, keeping his foot on the ball. Making it work. Into Williams. Williams looks to put a ball in towards Haaland. Headed away really well. It's another corner to Newcastle. And we've really got to hope they start doing something with these. As Bentaleb is on the ball again. Fires it in. Almost trying to get there. It's headed away. Jetro Williams will keep it alive. Bentaleb looks to dink it in. It's blocked and cleared away for Brighton. Bentaleb in the middle for Newcastle now. Looks for the run of Yedlin, who's pushed on well. Yedlin, a lot of space to go into here for the American. He's still going. Looks to dink it over to Barbosa. Really well defended from the Brighton player there. As Williams fires it all the way across to Yedlin. Out to Joe Linton on the right-hand side. Into Almiron. Goes back to Joe Linton. Joe Linton dinks it in. Yedlin on the overhead kick, and it goes behind. A good effort. Well played from Newcastle. But the first time we've really seen them attack down the right-hand side. As Almiron did well to hold off the defender. Joe Linton put it in, and Yedlin with the acrobatic effort. And it goes behind. Not the best connection. And it'll be a goal kick to Brighton. Nearly half-time as Matt Ryan gets the game back underway. Out to the left-hand side for Brighton. To the right-hand side, sorry. Getting my left and right mixed up. As they pick the ball up in the middle of the park. That's an easy interception. Olmo looks to release Barbosa again. Barbosa looks to play in. Haaland overhit the pass, I think, and he has. Easy for Brighton to recover from that one as they look to build through the middle into Moy. Aaron Moy looks down. So Jetro Williams misjudged that one into Trossard. Maupay again. Dubravka saves this one, and Yedlin just puts his foot through to clear it away, and that takes us to half-time. 1-0 Brighton. So as the second half gets underway in Brighton, it is a change for Newcastle as new signing David comes on to replace Almiron, and he's going to be sitting in the attacking midfield role for Newcastle. Yedlin picks out Bentaleb into Haaland. Haaland puts it wide to Joe Linton. Good positive start from Newcastle as it's headed away. Joe Linton tries to fire it back across. Haaland can't get there. David lets that one go. Bad mistake from the new boy, but he's got to get used to his surroundings, I suppose. Lascelles. Back into David here. Good turn on the ball into Bentaleb. Bentaleb looks for Joe Linton. Into Haaland, but it's overhit the pass. And Brighton clear it away. Newcastle starting positively. Let's see if they can build on it. Brighton on the right-hand side. Come forward up against Lascelles. Good tackle. It will go behind for a throw into Brighton, who have just sort of weathered the Newcastle storm at the beginning of this half. Lascelles with a good tackle to win the ball, but just clears it away when a pass the feet probably would have been a more sensible option. Olmo Goes to pressure the ball. In it goes. Andre Gomez is there. And Bentaleb looks for David. Out it goes to Joelinton. Joelinton up towards Haaland, but it's intercepted well. The striker just a bit slow on his toes today. Now it goes to Brighton again. Good tackle from Jetro Williams, but Brighton keep hold of the ball. And Lascelles comes in and gives away a foul. A bit of a shoulder barge, but with a bit too much strength according to the referee. And Jamal Lascelles just gets a talking to. And it's Aaron Moy firing the free kick. Lascelles reads it really well. And Newcastle hold on to that one. Lascelles plays it out to the right hand side to DeAndre Yedlin, who looks up the line to David, but it's red again. Newcastle looking a little bit sluggish in today's game. As Izquierdo's here up against Gomez Andrade. Into Izquierdo again. David goes out to meet him. Bentaleb wins the ball. Joelinton can't get there onto the clearance. And here come Brighton again down the left. Gets past Joelinton rather easily into the box. David goes to meet him. It's a good turn shot. Great save from Dubravka once again. He's worked well here down the left hand side. Cuts in field. Just lays it back. Good strength from the striker. And Trossard with a shot that Dubravka saves very, very well. Substitution for Newcastle. Second of the game. Andy Carroll on for Haaland, who did look a little bit leggy in those last couple of minutes for Newcastle. Cross is blocked and it's another corner for Brighton and Hove Albion. Half an hour to go and the home team have a lead of 1-0 at the moment. And Aaron Moy fires in the free kick. David's under it, beaten in the air by Mupay. Header there. Dubravka with an easy catch at the end of the day. Goes out looking to launch a counter-attack to Barbosa. It's a good kick out from the goalkeeper. Barbosa looks to fire it all the way across to Yedlin, trying to spread the play and give Newcastle options against this Brighton defence, who have stood pretty firm in this game. As Bentaleb fires it into Andy Carroll. Back to David. Joelinton feeds it down to David again. David puts a cross in, looking for Olmo towards the top of the area, but it's headed away. Bentaleb will keep it alive for Newcastle. Into Yedlin. Into David. Round the corner to Carroll. Carroll sees the space for Barbosa. Barbosa takes his time, fires a cross in, but it's hit the defender, deflects to the goalkeeper. And Matt Ryan can scoop that one up quite easily. On the right hand side for Brighton now coming forward. It's an attack. Danny Olmo gets well and tackles the ball back. Has he done too much though? He has. The ball goes into the middle and Yedlin has to cover it well. And Gomez Andrade is on hand just to pick up the ball. Good ball out from Lascelles to Joelinton. Joelinton waiting for runners and Andy Carroll's pulled wide. And he's tackled. Joelinton will try and get on the end of it, but it's covered well. And that's the problem now. Brighton are just swarming the pitch and covering it all avenues. And that's a lovely looking ball, but Izquierdo can't get there. And it goes out. 15 minutes to go. Still 1-0 Brighton. And with that, it is Dani Olmo's last involvement in the game as Saint-Maximin comes on to replace him. And Brighton have a slightly dangerous free kick here. Aaron Moy over it. Looks to fire it in. And Lascelles is under it. It's bouncing around. No one can really get a foot on the ball. Niels Mupay lays it back. Shot from distance. Not troubling Dubravka. Still 1-0 Brighton. Is it a corner? I'm not too sure. Bernardo on to replace Webster at the back. It's not a corner. As Dubravka will look to get Newcastle underway relatively quickly. As Williams picks the ball up in midfield. He's got Bentaleb inside and uses him. Bentaleb feeds the new boy Maximin into Andy Carroll. Back to Bentaleb. Bentaleb fires the ball out to Joelinton. Looking for the run of Andy Carroll, who went in very, very late. Referee plays advantage and then brings it back. And that could be a yellow card for Andy Carroll. Again, just a talking to. Referee's been very lenient in this game so far. Bentaleb into Williams. Williams into Carroll with a bit of space. Andy Carroll on that left foot gets a shot off. Easy save for Matt Ryan. Straight down his throat, and a bit of more attacking intent from Newcastle in this last 10 minutes. As Matt Ryan goes long with it. And Mupay has a free header. Gomez Andrade just wandering around beneath him. As Izquierdo comes forward. Looks to take on DeAndre Yedlin. Lays it back. Ball into the middle. Lascelles should win that. And Dubravka will clear that one up nicely. As Dubravka then looks to launch Newcastle onto an attack straight away. Bentaleb. Out to the left, right hand side to DeAndre Yedlin. Up it goes to Joelinton. Joelinton just holds on to the ball. Not rushing anything in these last few minutes. Bentaleb. Spreads the ball out to Gabriel Barbosa. Maximin. Back to Bentaleb again. And it goes to David. Round to Carroll. Carroll into David. Flicks it up. Has a shot. And it's going to be a behind for a corner. Into 2 minutes of injury time we go. Good patient play from Newcastle. Trying not to shoot too much from distance as the time ticks down. It's a good block from the defender. And then just has to be headed behind, as this could be Newcastle's final chance. Bentaleb puts it in and it's hit the near post. Jetro Williams has a shot from range, drilled past the post. It came to his favoured left foot, but couldn't get this curl on the ball that he needed. And it looks like that could be that, and that could be curtains for Newcastle. Bentaleb's delivery was a bit poor to the near post, but it fell to Williams, just couldn't connect properly. And it fires quite far past the post. As Matt Ryan looks to take this one short. Bentaleb trying to put a high press on, as is Saint-Maximin. As Brighton know, they just need to hold the ball and not do anything silly. And they will get the 3 points in today's game as it goes out. And there we go, it's 1-0 Brighton at home. Mbappé with the goal in the first half, and Newcastle just couldn't break down a stubborn Brighton. And we'll go into the table and see what that's done. What other results there were around the grounds. So West Ham United beat Norwich 4-2, Liverpool with a smashing 4-0 win over Wolves, Leicester 1, Sheffield United 1 and Chelsea 2, Arsenal 2 in the London derby. The table looks like this: Man City, Liverpool, Man United, Chelsea make up the top 4, Newcastle remain in 12th position, sharing points with Villa and Burnley, and then down the bottom Crystal Palace, Bournemouth and Sheffield United occupy the relegation spots. So as we go in to finish the transfer window, just let me know down below what you prefer, the previous episodes where we don't use Stadium Cam, we use like Touchline Cam, and we have all the details so I can see the power bar and stuff, or do you prefer it like that so it looks a little bit more like an actual live game and commentary? Obviously my commentary will be as shit as it always is, so you just got to see what you prefer visually. Let me know down below, that would be absolutely wonderful, as we've got some things to deal with apparently. So monthly report comes in, Dummett. Yeah, we're going to sell him to Mönchengladbach, and Miralem, though the terms aren't exactly what we wanted. And the Levante is not willing to let him go. Okay, Miralem could be a good one from Levante. I think he's listed as a playmaker. So we'll very quickly go into Dummett and accept that as Andy Carroll. The other thing's come back to us, so their offer, they're asking to reduce the price. I mean, 6.7 million for Carroll. I should probably accept it. 31, very injury prone. I'm going to accept it. I know I said he'd be around in this save, but it's quite easy to replace him, I think. As Andy Carroll's going to go and Dummett is going to go as well. We'll definitely take that 5 million for someone that we don't play. That's not a problem. It gives us a lot of money and a lot of wages to play with now. So we may go out and look for another striker. Morales, 81 rated left winger. Is he... I'm trying to remember what he said. If he had a playmaker. No, he doesn't. Penalty special and captaincy he has. But... yeah, 5 million, 38,000. I think we'll do that one. We've basically just sold Andy Carroll and bought in Morales, who's a much higher rated player. So I think that's a good bit of business to do. Let's go back to oh yeah, someone said the left back Wijnaldum that had been found is actually better than Danny Rose. Okay, 21. He's not bad. He's got pinpoint crossing, which is always a bonus. Let's see how much they want for him. Oh, 1.8 million. Let's lower that. Let's see if we can get 1. Let's see if we can go 933. We'll give you a little bit of a bump. We'll give you a 3-year salary. We'll keep that as it is. Let's go for that first. See what they come back negotiating wise. And right then, we've got space for a striker. We've got space for a striker. Should we go for you? Probably not. Not too many people in there that I want. Okay, let's go and have a look at again, I'm keen to find out if we can sign a playmaker. Is there any on the transfer list? Still the 2, it's probably the same 2. Yeah, Iago Aspas. Now Iago is 33, but he would be pretty useful up front. But I don't think I'm going to go for him. So there's none on the loan list. Right, let's quickly search and see. I mean, someone like Edin Dzeko up front probably wouldn't move to us. We can try and chuck money at the situation, but I don't think that's the real thing to do. Guerrero 36, Faguli 31, Mitologlu 32, Diagana 29. Diagana could be an option. Potentially. Balotelli could be good fun. Oh, imagine signing Balotelli. It's the sort of thing Newcastle would do, isn't it? It is the sort of thing a Newcastle would do. I just want to see how much he's worth. 17 million. Yeah, they don't want to sell one of their key players. That makes sense. Okay, let's turn that off. Let's just have a look at the transfer list. Just because I mean, Harry Kane. Should we try and sign Harry Kane? Make it incredibly unrealistic. £135 million? No, thank you. Oh, Fakir could be useful. Otamendi, Chiesa, Higuain, Belotti. They're probably not going to want to sell him, yeah. Don't put him on the transfer list then, Pez. Sort your life out. Origi, did I sign Origi for Aston Villa? I think I might have done in my previous. This is my Master League save. Jack Grealish would be quite good. Smolov, 30 years old. First time shot is useful. I mean, we've got strikers though. Haaland's going to be our main striker. I don't really know what position we need. I guess a very, very good right back would be quite useful. So let's come out of here, go into position. And we'll go right back. And let's see who we get. On the transfer list is 546 of them. Odriozola, I think he's got pinpoint crossing as well. Yeah, he has. So pinpoint crossing is very, very useful if you're new to PES. Oh, Montiel. I've signed him on Football Manager. Interception, acrobatic, clear, long throw. I wonder how much they'd want for him. Oh, we can't. They've just bought him. Gilberto, 27 from Fiorentina. Scissor feint. I ideally want some pinpoint crossing. Injury resistance is good. Form is very good. Lofted pass 76 isn't too bad. 28-year-old fullback finisher. How much do you want for him? 13 million. Okay, let's try. We'll give you 16 million and we'll give you a little bump in wages as well. Just to see. I mean, we've got to be busy, haven't we? It's the transfer window. Rafinha, 35. Paul Dummett, who we've just sold. We're getting into people that are probably less rated than what we've already got. And not as good as what we've already got. So, yeah, I don't know. Or do we just go for literally people that are open to move to... Oh, I didn't want to do that. Open to move to us. And see who we can get. I mean, we might be able to loan in someone from this list. Let's try... Oh, has he moved? Oh, he's moved to Roma now. Missed that chance. I mean, someone like Ruben Evans. Higuain. He's old, but he'd be brilliant for us. I mean, we've got so... I know exactly. And if you're fans of the channel, you know exactly who I'm going for. Yep. My man, Dybala, 6-month loan. We'll give you 21 million to take him on loan for 6 months. How about that? Let's crack on with the January transfer window. Remember when I started this series and said I'm going to try and make this realistic? Well, I think that's gone out the window. We're just going to try and sign players that we want, to be honest. As we're going to get lots of... Oh, hello. We've signed someone. Yeah, this will be Morales, I think. So let's go into the messages first. Player departures. So we've got Morales. Departures today. Dummett's left. Andy Carroll's left. And Morales has joined. Dybala, not exactly what we wanted. We've reached an agreement. Oh my god, we could be getting Dybala here on loan, which would be absolutely mental. Yep. Done. For a 6-month loan, we've just got Dybala in. Okay, they rejected that. And 17 million. Yeah, okay, let's go for that as well. I don't mind spending a bit of money, splurging a bit of cash. My team. What's going on in my team? Oh, yeah, Morales has joined. And that's it at the moment. So, very nice. Things are happening. We're moving forward. Mike Ashley's splashing the cash. Into deadline day we go. We need those changes to happen after the Brighton game, as this will be Dybala. Dybala at Newcastle. There he is. Unbelievable. Oh my word. We've just got Dybala. Oh, mental. At least he's used to playing in black and white stripes, I guess. There he is. Brilliant. Into the scouting we go. They've got some more people for us. Linetti, Emerson, Harriet, I think. Palacios is new in there as well. Not too fussed about them. We haven't got too much money left, to be honest. Let's go and have a look then at all these new players that we've got. So Panaberek is in there. Good that he's got his pinpoint crossing. That's good. And have I just completely skipped past Dybala already? Where's my man? I didn't see him in there. There he is, Dybala. Whew. Okay, so he's better at playing in that attacking midfield role there, to be honest. I'm going to love shooting with him. Danny Elmo is probably better than Sean Longstaff, but we'll leave him in there for now for chemistry. We're going to have a little play around with chemistry in a minute, see if we can maximise it. But yeah, it's still deadline day. We've still got a little bit of money left to spend. So let's go scouting. I want to try and go in for that. Oh, does the left back disappear if he doesn't move to you? That's not very helpful, is it? Listed players. Who have we got in here? Oh yeah, Barbosa, who we've signed, so we can get him off the list. I would love to sign Zaha, but I don't see it happening anytime soon. So let's... oh, do you know what? No, I'm happy with Danny Rose. I'm happy with Danny Rose at left back, to be honest. So we'll just skip 1 hour, see what happens. We've got some staff. There's an offer for Bentaleb from Schalke, who... Didn't Newcastle get Bentaleb from Schalke in real life? I'm pretty sure they did. It's got to be a big money offer, and it is, but I'm not going to sell him for that because he's very good in the central midfielder deep lying role that we have. So let's move on. Skip an hour again. 10 hours to go. Nothing happening. I mean, we've got 6 million. I could potentially go and pick up somebody, but I'm just let's sort out our best team now. So if we just go for best team according to stats, so you can come in at right back. Morales would come in at left wing. It may be a change of formation now as well. Thinking about it, it may be like a left wing forward, centre forward there, Dybala in behind, Longstaff goes up front with Barbosa. It's going to be a very attacking team. It's going to be a lot of pressure on our on our back four, because Saint-Maximin can drop into right midfield. So we have a little bit of defensive solidarity. And then I think actually Bentaleb is our first choice in there. And on the bench it would be you. Oh yeah, you can't see the bench in here, can you? That's annoying. I think it would be something like that, like a 4-2-4, but a very strange dynamic of a 4-2-4. Potentially even move in. I mean, does Dybala change that much from a... No, he just drops 2 percentage and chemistry doesn't change. So it might be something like that. That's what we're going to go into the next game with anyway. That's what we're going to try with. I think we could probably just skip the transfer window now. We're not making any offers. There's not too many coming in for us. I think I'm happy to keep my 6 million in the bank and those wages there, although we do have... Oh, now this spices things up a bit, because Danny Rose has an offer from Leicester. So 21 million. How much is Chilwell worth, I wonder? How about you just give me Ben Chilwell for Danny Rose? That'd be a wonderful deal. No, breakdown, obviously. No. So Bentaleb is from Porto and Haaland from Werder Bremen. I can tell you right now we're not selling Haaland as we go into negotiations. All kicking off at the end of deadline day. Bentaleb 10.93. Danny Rose, yeah, we cancelled that one. Haaland 56 million. He's got a release fee of 62. Why don't you just pay that, you idiots? And Bentaleb and negotiations there as well. And onwards we go to just close out deadline day. 3 hours to go. And oh, some more news. Joe Linton from Wolfsburg, Longstaff from Monaco. Okay, negotiation. Now Longstaff potentially could be a deal. Joe Linton 25 million. He's got a release fee, so that's even below his release fee. So you're probably not even going to pay that. And there's 1 hour to go, and we'll look at the Longstaff deal because I imagine That's now going to break down. No, counter offer to our bid. Oh, okay. I could be open to selling Joe Linton for a frig ton of money. That's not a problem. Joe Linton, 29. No, that's so low. And Longstaff. I mean, in theory, I should accept it. 'Cause it's I'm going to accept it. It's so close to his release fee that he can go. There we go. End of the transfer window. It's done. Players in, players out. And next up is Leicester City, which I'll be playing offline as, well, it's all got very, very interesting. So, January earnings, we've got loads, and Sean Longstaff has left the club. But, yeah, there is what could be, potentially, our new starting 11. Although, actually, Shah would come out as well and be replaced by Gomez and Andrade. Now we can sort the bench out. So, Joe Linton... Mutu doesn't need to be on the bench. We'd have Almiron on there. We'd have Shelby on there. Hayden wouldn't be on there. We'd have David on there. We'd have Olmo on there instead of Clark, probably. Longstaff could come off and he'll be replaced by Yedlin. It'll probably be that, actually. It'll probably be Almiron, Shah, Yedlin, Olmo, David, Shelby, Joe Linton. That's a pretty decent bench for Newcastle, I'd say. But anyway, let's get... well, no, that's it. I was going to say let's get into the game. But it's a longer episode because we did one game and the transfer window. We'll be back for the Chelsea-Man United doubleheader in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. For now, I'm out. Cheers.